Good morning, everybody. It is a beautifully warm and sunny day, and I'm working on RV here. I'm going to take this old refrigerator out. I had to take the access panel off the back. This is where you would typically light it, and you would check all your gas fittings and stuff. I was able to get this unhooked here. That's really cool because the valve stays on. This rod goes up to control the front of the refrigerator from on and off. Got that unhooked. I got all the screws out, and if you notice, this receptacle is wet. It's because directly above it there's this condensation drip. Now when this runs, it pumps ammonia through these coils, and it's just like any other refrigerator. It either gets hot or it gets cold. You know, there's a heat and cool. That's how the refrigeration works. Hope that wind's not messing with the microphone here. But the drip leg is directly above the receptacle. Now this receptacle never worked for obvious reasons. Since I've had it, I'm sure it worked one day. But yeah, so stupid design. But this was back in the 70s, so man, I hope that wind's not bothering you. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to get this thing out. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, look at all that water come down. That's awesome. Also, my cap is gone off the top, so that's probably where a lot of extra water's coming. But regardless, you know, you don't want your condensation drop leg right above a receptacle. So, it seems to be stuck on this side for some reason somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so I got it broke loose. Oh, the door closed. Awesome. Got it broke loose here. There was this flange around the outside that has the little screw holes that go straight in, and they're just screwed onto the refrigerator itself. I tried to take this thing out, and it's incredibly heavy. Actually, I fought with it for a little bit because this door holder closer thingamajig was still in here, and I'm pulling and it's not going, and I can't figure out why. Well, it's still hooked up there. So I got to think this thing through a little bit more before I go pulling it out. And I was really worried it was going to hit the air conditioner, but it just clears it. And as I bring it out a little bit further, it leans down, so it misses everything. But then it got really heavy, so I'm going to figure this thing out. So I just used my man muscles, and it came right out of there. I don't plan on having any more kids, so a hernia isn't that bad of a thing. Wet. Everything got wet. It was holding a lot of water. And there's what I was talking about, the vent's gone, or the cap. Yeah, so I definitely got to do something with that. And it appears that wasps had taken up residence here at some point. So, yeah, that's a gross mess. This is the valve I was talking about. This goes to the front of the refrigerator, and it turns it on and off for the gas, of course. So, okay, now to figure out how to get this thing out of here. I don't know what this is. Looks like a vent of some sort. Yeah, that's obviously the burner vent. So if I can get this thing out of here without blasting ammonia everywhere, that would be awesome. So, okay, on to the next thing. And there it is. Finally, it's out on the ground. I actually had to move my vehicle because I was afraid I was going to drop it into it. Good thing I did, because I did drop the refrigerator. The doorway is 21 5/8 inches wide. Guess how wide the refrigerator is? 21 5/8. So it screeched and squawked all the way through. I had to pick it up over the little bed thing there. And I got gunk all over the floor. Everything is wet. But thankfully, I was, excuse me, I was really worried when it did. I realized that I couldn't stop it from falling and just got away from it, and I was really happy that nothing leaked out. Ammonia is a pretty bad gas if you've never researched it or been around it or whatever. It's pretty bad stuff. It kind of, you get a big lungful of it, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, I'm going to gently flip this over and get rid of it. I had to take the doors off because the hinges for the door that were on the top, this is the top right here, it looks like the bottom, they stuck out to, I think it was 3/4, 21 3/4, so it would not have fit, so I had to take them off. The bottom one there you can see is kind of straight. It's in line with the wall of the refrigerator, so it went through fine. But thankfully, that part's over. Now just to get this thing out of here somehow. So the other day I lit up the water heater here. I'm laying on my floor right now, by the way. And it was working. I had hot water. Then suddenly it just quit. So I shut the pump off, and it was late, and I decided that, well, whatever, I'll just work it some other time. Shut everything down, all the propane, all the power. And today, realized, I don't know, it's been like a week or something, or more than a week, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, that, yeah, I still got to work on this thing. So I opened up the door today, and this, right here, this nut, hand nut, I guess you would call it, this little pipe right here comes in. Looks like a 3/8 inch. I think it's PEX. I'm not sure if it's PEX. This is Quest. I hate this crap. But anyway, where this line ties into this T, you can see it's a T. This nut was still tight, but it had blown off, and I really assumed that something broke. But no, I took it apart, and the grommet inside here, the grommet is a little piece that's shaped kind of like a cone, and it grips on the pipe, and when you tighten everything down, it kind of grips tighter. The grommet is rubber, so I just put it all back together, re-tightened it up, and it works. So that's pretty awesome. I haven't run the propane through the hot water yet, or through the water heater, just because I've been tinkering around with the refrigerator, but that's kind of cool. And there's a little weird junction box back here with a lot of 12-volt DC stuff on it. Really glad that nothing shorted out there. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey everybody, so I finished removing the refrigerator, and I cut the walls out. If you remember from my other videos, the walls come up from here. This was a wall, this was where the refrigerator was, and then there was a wall back here. It's still laying right there, actually. I have not moved it yet. Kind of wanted to put this in here and see how it works. And it's going through the old vent, which is way too freaking small. So that has to be dealt with. Well, the hawks are going stupid. This wall back here is almost uncomfortably warm, so I can't do that. There is a fire going in here. If I can do this without the smoke coming out. Yeah, there's the smoke. Let me try this. Maybe you can see the flames. Yeah, I think you can see them in there. Really small fire. Just want to see what would happen. And, well, that's what happened. It's too close to the wall. I've got to move this out. That's hot. There's only, what is that? Maybe 3 inches. I don't know what the specs are on this, but I'm sure it's more than 3 inches. So, and by the way, this is open to the outside. This was the breather for the refrigerator. And I've still got all these wires I got to do something with. And of course the wires are running up through here. This will all be gone. Just wanted to put this in here and see what happened. And yeah, that's just too close. So I'll have to do something different. And if the camera will let you see, there's no rain cap on it, because the rain cap is right here. I couldn't fit it through the hole. Even if I turned it sideways, it still wouldn't go. So, yeah, that's sort of the thing I'm trying. Strangely enough, today is 70 degrees, so the fire feels kind of stupid, but kind of had to try it anyway, I guess. So after the wood burner, I thought I'd work on something. This wire is new. This wire is new. This is the house battery that runs the DC lighting. And you can see the little scuffs on this. That's because they are a pain in the butt to get to if you don't have the correct tools. And I didn't. So I'll show you what I did. This feeds, this is from solar and to inverter, which I'm going to show you. So from solar, this is the from solar. There's a honeybee. Check out that little dude. Now this is just a 100 watt panel, 12 volt, and I just leaned it up against the side here. I still need to do a lot of work on the roof, So I just kind of want to do that before I go mounting this on there, because I'll just have to take this right back off to fix all that. So 100 watts is still in the sun. If you can see that's not my shadow. My shadow's over here. That's my reflection. But yeah, so there's 100 watts pumping into it. So I had to relocate the charge controller. This is a 30 amp charge controller for 12 volt. I relocated it here under my switches, and also relocated the inverter. Now this is a modified sine 425 watt inverter. And this ran my my house phone and my internet router for I don't even remember, a long time, like a year maybe or something. And then just decided that it was easier to run everything off one inverter, and I just had to use speaker wire. This is old speaker wire. Probably not the best thing to do, but it works, and it's not going to be exposed to infrared light or anything, you know, like direct sunlight or anything. So there's a green light. It's on. It works. Nice chirp when it shuts off. And I've been charging iPads and iPhones and such. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty happy about today. Got a lot done. A lot of projects I've been wanting to do for a long time. Since it was so nice today, just thought I'd work in the RV. So there's that. So I've been messing with this thing a lot today, and yeah, it just can't stay here. It gets way too hot. There is a very small fire going in there. I think you can see the coal. Yeah, you can see that. It just can't stay here. It's not safe. It's too close to the wall back there. Even if I did put a heat shield, this thing just gets crazy hot. So, and I played with the door a lot and the draft. Figured out how to kind of keep the smoke out. That was kind of cool. And it's just run up through that, but it's not going to stay there. That'll be covered off when I redo the ceiling. The ceiling's been caving in for a while, so all that will be redone. And I do want to keep using this in here, so I just have to relocate it somewhere. But that's about it for today, folks. Really appreciate everybody watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and have a good one.